They've got the ball back, and it's still deep in their own 22. Oh, and it's been charged down, and it's the first try of the evening for the Boroughmuir Bears, and it came from a charged down kick from the scrum half Ben Afshar.
Yeah, some real foot pressure in there. It was a scrappy line out, but look, when you get put in those positions, it's hard to get out of.
The Bears secured the kick-off now. The ref.
Great work from Harry there.
Yeah, Harry Borthwick, and it's now the Knights on the charge.
How do they react?
This is a great opportunity for them to pull the trigger.
Rennick.
They've got to go.
It's a big wide pass. Sim, the powerful winger. Oh, and it's a penalty, but yeah, better play by the Knights.
Yeah, really good. Harry Borthwick had an outstanding season last year, and he looks like he started the same kind of form. He's coming at the side there, and he's listening to the ref. He's asked the rest of the questions. The ball was out, and he's been intelligent enough to go and put some pressure on. Got a really good turnover.
Yeah, little moments like that get the boys going again. So obviously a bit down after being going down after 5 minutes, but little moments like that will bring the energy level back up.
It's a nice clean line out for the Bears.
Shots.
Yeah, Anderson, good shots in the midfield. It was both second rows, Jack Fisher and Ewan Stewart, have been prominent in this game so far, but that's good defence in there by the big, powerful second rower, Dalton. Redpath. Boroughmuir not making too much headway, and they've decided to go into the air with it. It's going to be straightforward enough, taken in there. Good feet there by Liam Herdman, the new man.
Yeah, look, he's a really exciting player. He played with us against Newcastle a couple of years ago, and he was one that we just picked up straight away, that he's got great rugby ability, and unfortunately he lives down in Cardiff, so he can't play too much, but he looks like he's back involved with the Knights now, and if he sees the ball in open space, he's a real danger.
Better scrum by the Knights. Oh, it's back on there, it's the inside ball.
I think the referees tackled him there, to be fair. Good defence by the ref. It was quite an interesting little tricky play, like as we said, from the midfield. It's hard to defend, and they've kind of worked it quite well, to be fair, and had a little opening.
Stewart was driven back on that occasion. That's the first time he's not made headway in his several carries so far. It's the missed pass out the back door to Tom Brown, Scotland international and the ex-Edinburgh man. Several Scottish Sevens appearances to his name as well, and that's a
great nudge.
It's a raking kick by Callum Anderson. It's not going to find touch. Of course, 50-22 this season, and it's another break by Herdman. He's looking keen to run it.
Yeah, just that transfer of pressure by Boroughmuir. They had a little crack, and Tom Brown carried well, and then Callum's decided to put them back in there and see how they get out. So really good play by the Bears, and looks like the Knights have managed to set up a good platform to exit from, which they have done.
So here come the Bears again. Decides to have a crack rather than send it down the park. Now, has that been stolen by Fraser Rennick? Yeah.
Well, the double turnover though.
It's been turned back over by, they've got a man over here.
Luckily for the Knights, it wasn't Joe Jenkins on the edge, it was one of the forwards.
Scott McGinley down the touchline. Now it's back into the midfield for the Bears. Anderson again.
Billy.
Oh yes, he had him lined up. Games like this, guys, is it simply about going through the moves, taking training onto the park, or obviously you want to win the game, I would imagine?
Yeah, look, it's probably a bit of both. Like going into the season, you want to get that winning mentality, that kind of habit of winning. It's not an easy thing to gain, but then it is about putting it into action. You've been in a long pre-season for these boys, but they've not played since November, October, so it's a long time coming, and you just want to go straight into it. So it's a nice little start, but great read by Billy.
Beautifully read by Bellewar there, and it's turnover ball. Now what can the Knights do with this? Sim, has he been taken late there after he kicked it? No, the referee's going to let that go now. Can Boroughmuir go from deep here as the And that's a big shot from Harry Borthwick. 2 big shots there in the last couple of minutes, one from Borthwick and one from that man, Billy Wara, the hitman in the Knights ranks.
Boroughmuir have done well to get back there and regather the possession after a great shot by Billy. They looked like they were on the break from the Knights. It was good by Simi. Probably maybe could have just held on to it and put them in the zone and build the pressure a little bit. But they get another chance here if they go.
Yeah, Chamberlain out to Sim. Yeah, he's taking it into the contact when he had men on his outside, but it's going to come back on the Knights side as they come down the stand side, and that's not a bad option at all from Nathan Chamberlain, the new man in the Knights ranks. Rennick to throw in. Here comes the drive. It's Rennick at the tail.
This is going.
It's inching forward. Still going as a look now. Inching in field, it's Chamberlain to big Billy Wara.
Hard man to stop from there.
Cammy Scott. Here come the Knights forwards. Sudden in there adding his bulk. As it came back on the Knights side, it has. It's Afshar to Scott. So there's a man over here and he's in at the corner. It's Ian Sim, the Knights winger, and that's nothing less than the Knights have deserved.
Yeah, they put themselves in there. They defended well, and when they've had the chance to attack, they look quite good. So really well taken try. They went to one edge and then worked their way back. So they've really well identified and some good width on the attack.
Yeah, there's a solid attacking line out there as well. So getting a few yards when the Bears were covered pretty well, but off the back of that, you sucked enough players in to the initial move, so which gives the backs a bit of space. And then obviously that hard line off Billy again, give him a few yards, quick ball.
Chamberlain with his first attempt of the evening begins his run up, and that's a fine first kick for Chamberlain, and that takes the score to Knights 7, the Bears 5 here at the Greenyards. And it's good tidy ball, and here they go again. It's moving forward now into the Boroughmuir 22, Fraser Rennick, that man at the back. Not for the first time this match.
Yeah, they've got a really good setup there. They've obviously done a lot of work on their lineouts with Lewis and Fordy involved there. So
Afshar now brings in Chamberlain. They're going to have to come in. Yes, they've done well to recycle that. And it's a little chip. Oh, it's a little chip kick and brought back in by Cammy Scott. Pre-season stuff, gents, but are we taking 3 here or are we going to the corner?
You've got to go for the corner. You've got to run through the stuff you do in training. It's not very often you're going to get games like this where, like, off the back of the result, it's not going to really affect you when it comes to league position, so you need to take these opportunities.
They've also got real dominancy up front, I would say, just now with the line-out drive, so I'd be asking their forwards to go here anyway. So I think they've shown really positive pictures, and the ref will be thinking about penalties now, so if they can show it from 5 metres out, you never know what can happen.
Good clean ball taken in by Borthwick.
It's good, Dave.
Here comes Rennick. Rennick's in there. Here he goes now. Is he over the line? He's been held up just short. Penalty's coming. It's a free ball for the Knights.
See, that's that dominance that we were talking about, and the referee's got no option there really. It got a little bit messy at the back of the maul. So again,
Satman Borthwick, clean ball. It's literally a carbon copy of the last one, and here comes Rennick, and it's moving fast. It's moving at speed this time. And there's another penalty coming. There's another penalty coming, but it's marching forward still. Have they got it down? Oh, and he's awarded the penalty try, Finlay Brown, and you have to say that's a correct decision.
Yeah, totally.
They've shown dominance, but to be fair, the Bears have got the initial drive, but the Knights have been quite smart on the forward drives and peel around the back of it and get a kind of swing on it. So some really good setups there. I think Lewis Carmichael will be pretty happy with the way their driving maul's going just now. Yeah, it's certainly been a weapon in this game, and that takes the scoreline
a bit of daylight now. The Knights rather 14, the Bears 5. It's a Boroughmuir line out. Hoyk's Corey Tate to throw in. It's scrappy, but it's came back on the Boroughmuir side, and they now look to launch in the midfield. Good carry by Robbie McCallum. Comes back in the defensive line, but it's good territory gained there by the Bears. There's a man out the line, a man down for the Knights, and
great footwork by
great
Robbie.
footwork by
great offload as well. Robbie McCallum.
Yeah, Robbie McCallum.
Two massive carries in that, and then some great footwork.
Here they come. They've got a man over here. Oh, and it's great defence by the Knights in the corner. Dalton Redpath there with a covered defence, and he's a big old unit, is Dalton Redpath, and he put it to good effect on that occasion. Now they're going to tap and go here.
He's done for it.
Yeah, he has indeed, is he?
It's good carry as well.
Yeah. And his teammates are in to help, and it's another fine attacking platform for the Bears. They'll be looking to come away with 5 points from here. The Knights obviously will be looking to repel that. Inching their way, taking their time. Good defence by the Knights.
Yes.
But here they come again.
Good way of that post.
Post, have they got that down?
It might be over, is it? I'm not too sure.
The referee's having a good look down there, but it's gonna come back, or has it been?
Goal line dropout.
Yeah.
So that's a new rule variation, and look, from the Knights' point of view, that's a great set in defence, and we've got that turnover. So
That's a good result by the Knights. Boroughmuir were knocking at the door there for sure.
yeah, this is an interesting new law variation. Though this gives you a really good attacking platform off a goal line dropout. So it'll be interesting to see how the Boroughmuirs attack off this.
So it's the goal line dropout. Scott, Tom Brown.
Boroughmuir have worked that well, to be fair. I wasn't too sure where they were going, but they've got a good little bit of interplay in that wide channel and some good stuff on the way back.
Yeah, very good.
Now the big forwards, it's another good carry. He's been impressive so far as Jack Fisher. Now they come again, it's popped out the back door though. It's slightly scrappy by the Bears there. Pressured into it by strong defence by Fraser Rennick. Tom Brown, Callum, slightly high possibly. Yeah,
he's got done for the seatbelt tackle. I think
Yeah.
it's one of those ones he's covering over. It's really hard to do it, to be fair, on that kind of.
Sustained pressure now for 10 minutes or so for the Bears, and the referee's going to bring them back slightly high by Billy Wara. Now Boroughmuir having to go from deep again, their own half. Looked up, seen that the 50-22 was on, and it's a great kick.
Great kick.
Yeah, really good option there by Rob McCallum. I've actually been very impressed with him at the young 12 for Boroughmuir. He's carried really well, he's linked really well, and now he's just adding an extra string to his bow that he can kick to the corner. So.
Oh yeah, you seen that coming from here. You actually seen him look up, steady himself. Fraser Rennick with the pressure arrows. Oh, and it's been stolen by Boroughmuir, but it's come.
Great reaction.
Was it knocked forward in the line out by the Knights? I think it was.
Yeah, some good pressure by Bears. They've actually competed there and put them in there. And
I think the boys need to get their heads together, calm things down, break it down, keep it simple. Push that.
Yeah.
Yep.
You called that correct, and now it's the big carry. Yeah, and they're over.
Good reaction.
They're over. It's been coming.
Fair play to the Bears. There's great reactions there from the tap and go then.
yeah, look, tricky to defend that. Look, you've got 8 boys in the scrum, and the Bears have gone really quickly, so their 10s had to make a good tackle on the 8, and they've just got round the corner quicker and really hard. But probably just reward for their efforts in this half. Bears have put Knights under a lot of pressure, and the Knights have withstood it for long periods.
Oh, there's definitely some positives from both sides, like attacking and defence. I think for the Knights, we've seen more of them, seen more defending than attacking, but again, there's some great individual performances out there.
Finlay Brown's brought proceedings to a temporary halt here at the Greenyards, and we go into half time. The Southern Knights 14, Boroughmuir Bears 12. Great attacking platform, reasonable scrum. It's missed out, Chamberlain. Ian Semi's a powerful winger, powerfully built, and that's a good carry.
Juggernaut.
And here come the Knights. Oh, it's been spilled in the midfield. It's gone, but referee said it's gone backwards, and that's a good option by Chamberlain. He's not got the bounce of the ball, or it's not went the way of Murray McGregor, the Knights wing. Chamberlain thought he'd got away with that one, but he's been pulled back for a toe-in touch.
Good scrum.
Here they go.
There you go.
Oh, that's a lovely pass.
He's off.
And that's Joe Jenkins, the ex-Knight. Fed inside. Good tackle.
There's a knock on.
Knock on by Boroughmuir.
It looks like he's controlling it.
And he's off. Oh, he's seen it. And this could be a moment of magic for him. If this comes off, it's the fullback. Oh, that's a big collision. Liam Herdman, he has rode it well.
Lucky he got his hands free, he rode the initial hit and didn't quite get away.
Yeah, but that was heads up rugby, want of less of a cliche. It was heads up rugby there by Nathan Chamberlain.
Hold it. Still right.
Yeah, it's on the move now. The Boroughmuir scrum. Here they go. The try's been awarded. And that takes them into the lead now at 17 points to 14 with a kick to come, and there's just been a sustained period of Boroughmuir possession of late.
Yeah, that just shows you the importance of having a big squad. You've got players like Grant Shields going off with that experience, and unfortunately he's getting replaced by these young, inexperienced players at this level anyway, and that does get spotted out by the senior players in the other team.
Is successful. That makes it a 5-point ball game in favour of the Bears. So still all to play for the Knights. This is Callum Grieve.
He's a strong wee runner.
Yeah, he's done well since he's came on. Callum Grieve, he of no number.
Yeah, looks quite explosive, quite short.
Not out the back door to Chamberlain.
Good line,
Tom Brown.
If they go now, they've got numbers over.
It's a good.
Oh, it's a good carry from Warren. Oh, the fullback Liam Herdman was in attendance, but that's the kind of first prominent attack by Warren in this second half.
Yeah, it just shows you get Billy in space, give him the ball at pace, and he will give you yards and he will give you a bit good platform. But it's unfortunate that the ball is yet to really reach him this half. They've
not been able, the Knights, to get the ball to him on too many occasions in this second half, and he's been reasonably well marshalled by the Bears' defence, but he showed what an attacking weapon he is there, and it's just a case, as you say, James, of bringing him into the game as often as you possibly can. Here they go, Grieve.
Good line.
Good line. Oh, it's a lovely pass out of the back door, and it's Sim, the big winger now. Great platform here from which to work for the Knights. Really not great tackle, big carry by Knott, but it was a great tackle, and it's Ferry again who's been prominent. What a shift he's put in when
the boys done outstandingly well.
Oh, and that's
come back for the advantage, which they're doing by their actions.
So here we go, well secured at the front of the line out. Cube's over that. It's been spilled.
Unlucky. It was a good offload, and the boy just tripped over his own feet, I think, to be fair, and he just knocked it on. So
again, good pressure from the Bears in defence, forcing the Knights to break off from them all early. Another good ball.
Good ball off the top now. Where's Warren? Oh! He sort of slipped and flew into the contact in and around Cube's knees there. That's a big carry. Alan Ferry has been magnificent in these last sort of 10 minutes. And here comes the big man, Billy Wara, trying to stamp his authority here. But that's gone out the back door, and it's been hacked forward, but offside in the midfield, and that's a let-off for the Knights, Craig.
Yeah, definitely. Look, they created some really good momentum. Really not flew in, as we say. Alan Ferry came flying around the corner, and then Billy. So there's 3 massive carries, and they've got momentum. And Boroughmuir Bears looked like they'd kind of ridden the wave and put a bit of heat on them, and they went to pull it out the back. And Boroughmuir thought they were away, but they must have just been too keen and slightly offside.
Ian Sim, who's carried hard tonight, as you'd expect for the big man, and he's done so again.
He just wants to get involved.
But great work by Xander Ramage and Ian Sim in the backfield there, and Simmy took off, and he's a hard man to stop when he gets going. So
it comes from the pressure as well, off the back of the scrum, on the pressure on the 9 to a bad kick, and then obviously that again gives the backs the opportunity to express themselves.
Tap and go.
He's
sent his man into space. Well, it was a big carry.
Quick ball again.
Now, and they've got the wide pass was on there, out to ex-Knight Jenkins.
I don't think Billy likes Joey.
They certainly
put into big
shots on him. Yeah, that's a turnover.
Surely for Notty. Unbelievable.
And it's been put out into touch by the Boroughmuir player, and that indeed brings proceedings to a close. The victory for the Bears here by 19 points to 14. But I think, gentlemen, there will be plenty positives for Bruce Ruthven, Lewis Carmichael and Ross Ford to take from this evening.
Yeah, most definitely. They were really comfortable in defence. Boroughmuir threw quite a lot of them, and they kind of withstood most of the pressure, and it just, the momentum in the game kind of swung both ways, and Bears capitalised on it at best. And look, I was quite impressed with a lot of individuals. The forwards especially. You had your Alan Ferry, your Rory Knotts, Fraser Rennick was pretty impressive when he was on, Harry Boswick. So look, there's a core nucleus there that's going to move on to Heriots next week and probably give them a tough old game up there.
Yeah, and James, some as Craig alluded to there, some good individual performances.
Decent performance really, both attack and defence. But like I said, some of these errors you can't afford to make them, especially when the league gets started against some of these like more dominant teams like your Ayres and Heriots. Like, they'll eat you up. They've got to go away from tonight, see this as a positive. They put themselves in good positions, and the mistakes they are making are like self-inflicted, so that can only be a good thing to work on.
It's finished here at the Greenyards. It's Southern Knights 14, Boroughmuir Bears 19. Bruce, defeat here tonight in the last pre-season game, but I would imagine that what you've seen tonight is much more important than the actual result.
Absolutely. You look at, we had 31 guys take the field tonight, so of which 22 of them are debutants for the night. So we have to be realistic where we're at. You never want to lose a game, especially at home. But all things considered, there's a lot of positive work happened out there. And the mistakes that we made, which inevitably made us lose the game, is just a lack of composure and some pretty basic errors in key parts of the game. But again, that's things that can be fixed, and the more exposure the guys get and the more they gel and play together, these edges will be taken off the game. So looking at the everything put together, it's another sort of week of working hard, and the boys came out and they did all right if we put it into perspective.
And a number of players, you mentioned 22 debutants, and a number of those players stepping up from the club game. You must have been impressed by how some of those went.
Absolutely. You look at a lot of these guys have had a long season already, probably trained pre-season from last July, so it's a big ask for some of these guys coming in. But yeah, they did really well, and again, a lot of young boys there as well, so these guys will take things in their stride, and they're going to get better. They just need the exposure to the game, and it's not going to be quick fixes. It's going to take time. We have to be realistic with that. But you're looking a few months down the road, we're going to get better and better, hopefully.